Yes, guys, when hair systems go bad. Now, in 99% of cases, hair systems are absolutely fine. They're of a good standard, but there's always that 1%, like with any single product in the world, like with hair transplants, there's always that 1% that doesn't work out. So today, I'm going to be going through a few TikTok videos with you to show you what, in my humble opinion, is a bad hair system and what to look out for and what to be worried about if one of these things comes through your mailbox. Now, if you want a good quality hair system, check out levividhair.com. I am partnered with them. They sponsor my videos. You can get a 15% discount code. You can have something like this, a good quality hair system that you can rely on, that you're getting guaranteed quality. 15% discount code, that saves you about £50. So that's about $70 American on a hair system. It's Adam15 in the coupon code box. It's in my description box as well. Let's check out these videos of bad hair systems. So this first guy, this is 2Pay10 TikTok channel. They seem to nick a lot of videos from other suppliers' channels. So I don't even think this is one of their units. But as you can see, it's a very short video, but yeah, his hair was thinning at the top. But it's just way too static on top. It's too short, it's too fluffy. It reminds me actually of this documentary that I've been watching on Netflix. It's about David Beckham, who I'm sure everyone watching this video has heard of. David Beckham, one of the most famous guys in the world. It's basically about his career, and it talks a lot about his sort of childhood, growing up, learning to play football or soccer, for my American friends out there. And they were showing some pictures of when he was like 5, 6. His hair looked like this guy's. It was like short and fluffy and static. That's, you know, young child's hair. So yeah, it just doesn't work with this guy. Too short, too fluffy, in my honest opinion. Feel free to disagree with me. You can in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. And let's move on to video 2. So this guy has got quite a big balding area on his head. It's kind of like it looks like a flap down system with holes in the middle. Never seen that before, but it is a poly by the looks of it. So it's just sort of flat down. I assume that it's got adhesive on it, 'cause it seems to stick down, but it doesn't look like it covers the whole of his head. Yeah, it doesn't look like it covers the whole of his head. So on the sides, it's kind of, there's a sort of balding area, which is pretty obvious, and you can tell there's a divide between the actual natural hair on the side and the system. The system base is too small, so it just doesn't look right. It's not big enough. It looks, dare I say, silly. The next one is by Test Your Eyesight ad, cruisewig_2pay. Anyway, this guy, he must be in his 50s, I'd imagine. Late 40s at best, maybe even 60s. But it looks like he's got one of these flap down sort of systems. So there's no hair on the side. Music's quite funny. They just sort of flap it down. So I suppose it's a bit of a parody. But yeah, for me, I think you need a bit of hair on the sides. You might be able to get away with this look. And there was a guy on the Hair System Facebook page, which the link to that is in the description box beneath this video. He really rocked it very well, but I think he's sort of 30s, so he could kind of get away with it. But this guy is sort of, I reckon he's in his 50s. He looks of Asian descent. But yeah, I don't know, it just doesn't suit him. I think he looks too old for that. I think he'd definitely look better with some sort of natural hair on the sides. I just think it would look better. It would be more age appropriate for him. Okay, so now this last video, I believe, is from Super Hairpiece's channel. So I'm just gonna, it's a bit longer, so I'm just gonna let the video play, and then I'm gonna add some comments at the end.
So this marks the 1 week of wearing a hair system, and this particular hair system was sent out by Super Hairpieces. Very, very kind customer support. I love them. This is the M103 and 11B color. This is what it looks like, the hairpiece. And it looks pretty real. It looks pretty legit. I have no complaints on the realism of the piece, and I haven't had any issues with it taking a shower after that. And I go to the gym almost every day, 6 days a week, so it sticks on even when I sweat, which is the best part about this hairpiece. And it feels as if there is nothing on my head. So if you guys were questionable about whether or not like the hairpiece, you can feel it. If it hurts, if it itches, it does not. It's almost as if like you don't even know it's there. It's like your own hair. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend super hair pieces. If you want, just hit them up. Definitely recommend. The hairline also looks pretty real, and this is the 120 density, so it's real thick. So yeah, thank you, super hair pieces. Appreciate it, much love, and hopefully get another piece soon.
Okay, so yeah, that was super hair pieces, as I mentioned a minute ago, and a couple of comments on this. So firstly, the guy looked quite young. He looked probably, I'd say, early 20s. But I've tried a super hair pieces piece. It wasn't a very good quality in my experience, and that's not me digging out the company unfairly. I'm just giving my own honest opinion of my personal experience with them. But the lace was coming apart when it arrived. There were literally parts of the lace just coming off, which was not a good start, and I just decided to send it back. But with this particular gentleman, he said he's got 120% density. Now 100% and 120% density, even for him, I think just looks too thick. The hair looked quite dry as well, and I mean, it's a new system because he's just trying it out and he's giving a review. It just looks too thick. There's hair coming here, there's hair coming there, there's hair coming out the back. And even though I'm not quite sure what descent he is, but he sort of has like sort of darker olive skin. But even for his descent, it just looks a bit too thick, and it just looks a bit too dry and coarse. It just looks like sort of standard Indian hair. Although I'm not totally sure whether that is the case or not. But yeah, it just looks too thick for him. I think he would actually... I'm not saying that the actual hair system is really that bad. It can be fixed. In my opinion, it could be thinned out a little bit, and it could be tidied up a little bit. But it almost looks as if he's taken it to a stylist and said, look, I've got this system, can you just cut it for me? And they just sort of cut it around the sides. They didn't thin it out at all. There's no real sort of style to it. It personally doesn't work for me. But at the end of the day, he's pretty happy with it, and I suppose that's all that matters. But if I saw him walking down the street looking like that, I'd be like, yeah, mate, I would say that's probably a system. So guys, there's a couple of bad hair systems, in my personal opinion, that I've come across on TikTok the last couple of months. Have you come across any bad hair systems like that? I've noticed that a lot of those ones that are sort of from, it looks like they're done in Asian salons and that kind of thing, a fair few of them, those flap down ones, I've no idea where they come from, but they just don't look that great. Also in, I think it was the third video, that guy, the base was just too small. It might have looked a bit better if the base was actually cut to size. And then the last one for me was just too thick. Given it as a brand new system, it looked really coarse as well. So what's your guys' opinion? Have you seen any systems that have made you be like, that looks terrible? Have there been any systems that you've seen and you don't wear a system right now that are like, what if that happens to me, sort of thing? What I can assure you is a massive majority of systems are absolutely good quality. I've been using Levivid for 18 months now because I trust them, I trust their quality, and I always get good customer service, and I always get top grade systems. Guys, if you're enjoying my content, if you want to see more things like this,